Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about a mistake that people make in their infidelity recovery. It's called marathoning. If you haven't heard of marathoning before, this is that thing that you may be doing, probably are doing, where sometimes a conversation will come up sometime around maybe 5 p.m. at night, maybe 8 p.m. at night, or whenever you lay down to go to sleep even. And what ends up happening is the questions start coming in what we call a marathon. And it's one question after another question after another question. And it'll go for hours. It may go until the sun comes up, even sometimes. I see that happen all the time, and people tell me they go all night long. And so I ask them a question. When that happens, when they tell me about that, I ask them, how did that go? Did the questions get answered sufficiently? Did your betrayed spouse get the answer that she was looking for in asking all these questions? And the answer every single time is no. When you're marathoning and you're going all night long through this question and answer session, you never get a sufficient answer. Not only do you not get a sufficient answer, but now what happens is you, the betrayed spouse, you're even more frustrated than you were before. And every time you do it, you end up more and more frustrated, and you're both exhausted and tired. And now it's time for one of you or both of you to go to work, go to your job. And you can't do your job properly because you're exhausted there. And another thing that ends up happening then at that point is you start calling your spouse while you're at work. And you start calling them up. You most often the betrayed spouse is calling the previously unfaithful spouse and asking them questions now while they're at work and saying, you've got to talk to me. You've got to do something. We've got to talk about this. And work is not a good time either. You've got to set boundaries regarding these things. One of the boundaries you have to set is no marathoning. You can't go all night long. You can't do it. It is unhealthy. It can kill, literally. It can cause a lot of problems. Marathoning is a bad habit to develop. You don't want to do that. The other side of that, calling while you're at work. Take these things, make them off limits. No marathoning, no calling your spouse at work. They've got a job to do, and that job is taking care of you, taking care of your family. So, what does that mean for the other side? Very plain and very simple. You, previously unfaithful, you have to make time to discuss this situation. It's not going anywhere. There's no magic pill. This is what I tell my clients all the time. There is no magic pill to make this go away. It's not going anywhere. You have to take the time and talk about this. So discuss when you can, set up a time, daily even. In the beginning, it's going to take daily. In the beginning, it's going to be a daily conversation that you have. And you've got to start developing tools. Start developing tools that you can use so that you can continue to have peace in your life. So that you can get some semblance of peace back into your life. You've got to develop tools and better habits, part of which is making sure that you are taking the time to have the discussion. Talk about it. Talk about what is going on. Talk about what happened. The more you talk about it, the better it gets. The less you talk about it, the harder it gets. Once again, even today, I had somebody call and say they were more than 5 years out from it. More than 5 years out. And it's not going away. It's not going away because it never got healed. It never got talked about. And they marathon, they'll go through the night. And now the betrayed spouse is having to take antidepressants and other drugs just to feel better. It's not going away. You've got to talk about it. Marathoning and calling at work, those have to come off the table. This is a habit that we need to change. But the bigger habit that needs to change is you, previously unfaithful spouse. You need to start talking about it.